Welcome to the Chosen One podcast show. My name is Sophie. I am a manifesting generator 1-3, and I'm super passionate about a lot of things. I love fashion, branding, human design, healing, channeled content, jinkies, and everything business and mindset related. I called this podcast show The Chosen One for a reason, because I truly believe that as MGs, we are here to challenge the world to do things differently, more non-linear and with lots of playfulness. So if you are an MG like me, or you like my MG energy, you are here at the right place to learn exactly how to live a MG life with zero limits.
You are the chosen one.
Guys, before we actually start off the episode, if you are thinking about signing up for the Art of Responding and you are not from the Netherlands, know that you can fill in your VET ID on the checkout page. So you fill in your company name and then your VET ID. And then it should, the VAT that we pay here in the Netherlands should disappear out of the checkout page, because we pay 21%. I know, 21% VAT here in the Netherlands. So it should work, but I have noticed that for some countries, it doesn't catch the VAT ID. For Belgium, it does take it, but other countries, sometimes it doesn't. So if that doesn't work and that happens to you, just send us an email to Sophie@sophieschoice.com or info@sophieschoice.com or DM, and then we'll just send you a private payment link where there is no VAT included, okay? Because if you don't live in the Netherlands, you do not have to pay the 21% tax, and that makes a difference, right? Okay, meanwhile, my daughter opened up a jar with spices, and those are now on the floor, and she's now rolling around in the spices, completely covered with green leaves. So I'm gonna rescue this situation here. Okay, bye guys. Episode 416. Okay, my loves, the art of responding and informing. My goodness, guys, it is so misunderstood. And it is such a liberation for all of my manifesting generator clients who work with me to understand that you can do your sales in a different way. We tend to think so much ahead, which is like the biggest downfall for us as manifesting generators. Our mantra should always be step by step. So I'll just give you a simple example. I'm working with this one-on-one client. She's a manifesting generator herself, and she gets super frustrated because she doesn't have clarity about the offer that she wants to sell. And what a lot of clients think, like, as long as I don't have clarity, I can't move on. But that's a big, big mistake, because you are supposed to move on if you don't have clarity. Because in the moving on and in the informing, you will get the clarity. And this is where it gets so interesting, because it is subtle and it is a step-by-step process. So it is like, in her case, we first focused on what it is that she actually wants to do, right? Which type of women she actually wants to assist, and with what. Like, what is her gift? What lights her up? What excites her? That was the first thing. And we really used the responsive and informing strategy to figure that out. I mean, this is not something that you can come up with from your mind, because your mind, this is not how it works. It has to be like, you have to allow yourself the time and the space to get those intuitive hits and to really decondition yourself and to really feel like, oh my God, this is what lights me up. Once you find that thing that lights you up, then you can start responding on that, and then you have to start informing. So I'll give you an example around my let's use her as an example. So she focuses on moms who have, the Dutch word is lef. I don't know, courage is not the same thing as lef. Lef is more like women who are sort of out there, courageous, but bold at the same time, like that type of energy. So she focuses on moms who have that type of energy, who really want to do things their own way, who are like maybe a little bit against the grain, who do not want to do like all the typical things. They just really want to, sort of like live. I don't know how to explain it any other way. And then she focuses on moms who have live, and then also children who are highly sensitive. Hey, baby. Because she is an expert on highly sensitive children. And when she came to me, she was running a successful coaching practice for children. My daughter's kissing me. For children who are highly sensitive. But she really wanted a change in her business, right? She really didn't want to do she really didn't want to do it in the same way she had been doing it. She was working a lot for governments and for schools, which really meant that she had to like do a lot of paperwork, and she really had to do a lot of things that just weren't aligned with her MG soul, right? We like to do things our own way, and we like our creative space, and we need like playroom, and that really got sort of killed for her in her business by all the rules she had to follow. So she really came to me like, Soph, I really want to redo my business. I want to rebirth my business. And I really want to just like, I don't know, I just want that freedom and that joy back in my life and in my business. So we started working together. And we are now at the end of our portal. I'm so freaking proud of her. Like she like completely redid her business in 3 months time, like from not knowing what she wanted to do at all, because she wasn't even sure if she wanted to do anything with the high sensitive children or moms or anything. It was like one big blur. She was like, I don't know what I want. I just know what I don't want anymore. That's actually how I started my business as well. I didn't know what I wanted when I stopped working as a psychologist. I just knew that I didn't want to work as a psychologist anymore in the conditioned way, right? So sometimes just knowing what you don't want is enough fuel to get the motor going, right? So what I always say to women who contemplate working with me is that you don't have to know what it is that you want. Like, don't worry about that. That is my job, right? My whole freaking job as your coach, if you are working with me one-on-one, or if you're working with me in my Art of Responding course, or whatever form you choose, like once you sign up to work with me, you can just take a fucking breath. And you can be like, oh, like a sigh of relief. Soph got me covered. The only thing you need to do then is to follow my pace, right? And you'll just know that at the exact right moment, you will get the exact information that will get you to the next step of clarity. And she totally surrendered. She surrendered big time, and it was amazing. And that's why she is getting amazing results now. And like, oh, it doesn't matter. I want to say something, but that's not relevant for now. So she went all in, and she was like, Soph, I will just follow you, and I will just trust you. I'm like committed to the investment. I'm committed to the form that we agreed on, and I'll just give you like carte blanche to do with me whatever you want. That's how I work best, by the way, and most manifesting generators. Anyways, she found that thing finally to respond to. She was like, okay, yes, I finally know what it is that I want to do for this moment. Like, for manifesting generators, don't think that you have to figure it out for the rest of your lives. No, just take it quarter to quarter, right? Don't think in big year goals, because that doesn't work for manifesting generators. That frustrates the heck out of us. Okay, so she's just like right now in this moment, I get lit up by moms with LEF and high sensitive children, because I'm very good at helping these moms, especially when I combine it with my knowledge of human design. So we're like, okay, perfect. We have our niche. It's very niche. It's amazing. We're gonna run some Facebook ads on that, which worked like crazy. And I knew up front, I told her, your ads are gonna convert so well. And you know why I know this? Because your niche is so aligned to who you are. One, it's very niched and it's not global. So the biggest mistake that a lot of people make when they think they're niching is that they're not niching at all. Like focusing on female entrepreneurs, I hate to break it to you, but that's not a niche. Okay, that is not a niche, because the fucking whole entire world is focusing on female entrepreneurs. Okay, so it has to be more specific than female entrepreneurs. That's first and foremost why a lot of the times, like your ads or your post or your content is not converting into sales. It's just because you're not niching enough. Okay. Second of all, she chose a niche that really lights her up in this moment. She didn't come up with a niche from her mind, but she really used her sacral energy to understand, okay, this is what lights me up in the moment. And she did not make the mistake, of course, thanks to my amazing help, that she sort of thought she went into the shadow side and think like, oh my God, but like, what if I don't like this in a year? Or what if I don't like this in a month? I don't care. If you change your mind in 2 days, well, 2 days is maybe a short period, but if you change your mind in a month, we'll change the niche in a month. It doesn't matter. But in this moment right now, this is the type of women that is lighting you up. So we're focusing on this niche in this moment. So the biggest thing for manifesting generators is don't be afraid to change, because we are supposed to change as manifesting generators. The other day I was in a group coaching portal of mine with one of my clients, and I invited her to go next level with me. And she was like, oh my God, not again. I can't change again. I'm like, isn't that what we're supposed to do as manifesting generators? We are designed to change and evolve every single time. So don't think when you are coming up with your niche that it has to be your niche for the entire year or even for 3 months. Just commit to focusing on that niche for a single month. If you do that, I'm telling you, it will make all the change in the world. Then she came up with a niche. And then when you come up with a niche and you start informing about it and you get the response from the universal network, you can start initiating. So we started initiating her webinar and we got a lot of response on that. So she now has a lot of signups for her first webinar tomorrow, her first webinar freaking ever. And we're so excited. But that's when it became tricky again for her. And that's why it helps to have a coach like me who is a manifesting generator who can explain to you how you should do it and what you shouldn't do. Because what happened to her? She's like, okay, so I'm hosting my webinar tomorrow, but I don't have a course to sell. I don't know exactly what I want to do with these women. And every single marketing person out there tells me that I should do a call to action in the webinar, and I don't have a call to action. And now I'm super frustrated because I don't know what to do. And I'm like, take a chill pill. Take a chill pill. The whole freaking reason why you feel frustrated is because you do not yet have the clarity yet to go and initiate. You can only initiate once you have the clarity, and you should use your complete sales process to discover what it is that lights you up, right? So the webinar has 2 functions. The first function is getting you out there to your new audience and letting them know that you are a freaking expert when it comes to moms with LEF and highly sensitive children in combination with human design. Okay? That is your thing. That's where you're very good at, and you're going to inform people around that fact. You're going to give an amazing webinar around that. Not like a typical webinar, guys. I mean, please, we are done with the typical webinars. Just you showing up as your divine self and sharing your freaking gift. That is a webinar when I use the word webinar, that is what I mean. I don't mean the typical webinars where you start telling people about all the horrific things that you went through and then you that you trick them into some sort of offer, right? That is not the webinar I'm talking about. Webinar for me is showing up as your divine self and share your gift. Okay, that's what you're going to do tomorrow, right? And then she's actually going to do a part 2 where she's getting to invite. So the call to action will be for these women to, for example, in her case, she's going to let them sign up for a Facebook group. So that in the Facebook group, she can actually start to know these women even better. And she can host another free webinar for them. And then once she will get to know these women better, she will start to feel intuitively better how she can bring those women from A to B, right? But what the downfall is as manifesting generators is that we are trying to get the information ahead of time, which is not possible because we are responsive. Our energy is to respond. As long as we don't have that thing to respond to, we are generators and our strategy is to respond. Once we find the thing to respond to, we shift to the manifester strategy, which is to inform. And once you start informing and then people start reacting on that, then is when you can initiate. And that's a whole other topic, when you should shift to initiating, because that is very subtle as well. I have a lot of cool examples around that, and I explain that more in depth in my Art of Responding course as well. But this is the trick, right? So step by step, make that your freaking mantra, step by step, and really understand that the sales process for a manifesting generator is step by step, and knowing, like moving on the information that you do have and using the informing strategy to get clarity around the next step. So whenever I start launching a program, sometimes I don't even know what the program is at the beginning of the launch. Sometimes I have no freaking clue, but I do have the clarity at that moment. Okay, I want to help women. Okay, great. Well, what the clarity do I have? Well, I like giving webinars. Okay, let's do a webinar. That's my first step. And then I use the response that I get on the webinar to actually create the offer, right? It's a step-by-step process, but you only get the clarity once you start informing. And people do not understand when they should shift to the informing and what the informing freaking entails. So if this speaks to you, know that I have an amazing course, which is called The Art of Responding, where I teach not only the responding strategy, but the informing strategy as well. And I also go way more in depth around the sacral authority and the emotional authority, because it is super important that you also apply both. Like if you're an emotional, you should really apply your emotional strategy to figure out like what is the divine timing and on which IDs should I follow up on and which IDs shouldn't I follow up on. Super important for emotional authorities, because we can get so lit up by something that is not for us at all. So it's very, very important that you understand as well how to apply that. And for sacrals as well. It's just different playing rules, but it's super, super important. Anyways, it is about nap time for my little baby, and we still need to eat something. So I'm going to eat a sandwich. I'm going to put her to bed. I love you guys. I hope this podcast was so informative for you and helpful. And if you want to know more about this, I hosted a free webinar last Tuesday, the 14th of March. You can watch that replay by signing up for my Facebook group. I will link the Facebook group in the description of this podcast. And then you can watch the replay there you can watch it there at least a whole complete week for now. And then the 21st of March, next Tuesday, I'm going to host a second part there, which is going to be freaking amazing. And I'm just so excited. I'm so excited that we're building a MG tribe there. I think we're at 50 people now who signed up for the Facebook group after the webinar, which is absolutely amazing. And it's just so fun to have like a MG tribe with all these crazy manifesting generators. And one of the women who was in the webinar, I forgot her name. I'm not very good at names, but she said like, the more I become the crazy lady in the room, the more people like me. And that's our mission, right? That's our thing. Become the crazy person in the room and be fucking unapologetic about it. And then you will just like knock everybody off their socks. Okay. Love you guys. Bye.